Most MSPs are getting reporting all wrong. Now you send boring reports with boring information that honestly just gets filed away with the rest of the other crap newsletters and other random useless stuff that your customer receives. But your reports are some of the most important things to your business and to your clients. So here are 5 ways that you can level up your business by using something as historically boring as reports. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using BrightGauge as an example, and you can get a 3-month free trial of BrightGauge with no pressure at all to buy after those 3 months by hopping onto my Discord server and asking me, which I'll leave a link down below this video for. Now, number 1, you should be sending weekly or monthly reports to your clients with information that they and you care about. Things like how many hours have you spent fixing things, and then highlighting anything in red that's above kind of what it should be. Which users are raising the most support cases, i.e. who's being a pain in your support teams, well, you know what. Well, now you can offer additional support such as training, or at least the client now knows they have like a difficult member of staff who doesn't know how to work a computer. Maybe show them your average response time to issues, how much downtime their business has suffered this month, hopefully 0. Show them the upcoming renewals they have coming up. Like maybe they have hardware which is due for renewal, like a warranty is expiring, or SSL certificates that need renewing. But you can show them the next 12 months worth of renewals pulled from maybe your RMM platform or your ticketing system. And show them outstanding quotes, like what quotes are they still yet to accept, how much are they, when do they expire, which gives you a great talking point to try and push through some new business. Now, number 2 is that you can use BrightGauge to produce internal reports for you as well. Now, there are 2 specifics that I'd like to call out here. Now, firstly, your client profitability. Pull the data out from your PSA system or your account system and determine how much of that is product versus service, and then how much profit there is, then deduct the amount of time you spend on the client each month. Basically add up all the stuff you're doing and see if you're still making a profit. Now, assuming you've already calculated the exact, or at least the average cost of your engineer's time, that is. And honestly, this is such an important report to have. And once it's done, it's done. Like, you don't have to go and do it again. And it will forever give you accurate information that you can now make important decisions on, like whether you hire or fire a client or not. For example, simply highlight the clients in red, which are making a loss, highlight clients in amber who are maybe making less than £500 or $500, and the rest are green. So now you simply send the report to yourself every month and then quickly scan through and look for the reds and the ambers. And then sometimes the reds and ambers are kind of okay, but if you get a client, for example, that's been red for 3 months or more, then you likely have a bigger problem here that you need to deal with. Now, we found that one of our biggest customers was actually making a huge loss for us each month once we factored in all the time we spent on them. So now you have the data, you can have a conversation with your clients to figure out the best way forward. Like either price goes up, or perhaps they invest in some better systems that don't have as many problems, so the time you invest goes down. Now, the second report here that I would create is your product or your service matrix report. One that lists your clients down one side and the products or services you offer across the top. Then you have a green check in on each of the boxes when a client takes up your service. Now, this can honestly be done super easily with tools like BrightGauge. It's why I like it so much, because you can just make a tick appear when there's a matching contract type for each client. And that's exactly how we built our reports when running my own MSP. Super easy to do. It takes maybe 10 minutes to put together, assuming you have your contract set up properly. That's probably the bit that takes time to do. But now you have a clear idea of which clients you may want to then speak to about taking on additional services that they're probably already using through other vendors anyway. Now that you've taken care of your internal reports and your customer reports, now you can focus more specifically on dashboards for your service team. Now, these dashboards can be honestly so useful. Show them the number of tickets that you have left to respond to today. That means like tickets which have a due date or next action date of today or earlier because they're overdue. The average response time for today or maybe the week. You can also pull together dashboards for pods of staff if you have them working at, say, like pods of desks in the office. Use them to show what tickets are assigned to that team. Maybe highlight the ones they're actively working on in green and assuming they've marked the tickets they're working on as in progress in the ticketing system. Highlight any which have breached SLA in red. There is honestly so much stuff you can do here with some good set of reports. Now, for engineers, I even created an overtime report which sent to myself at the beginning of every month, which then scooped all of the time logged into our ticketing system as, as an overtime kind of work type, and then listed how many hours and either 1 times or 2 times rate that each person had done. Now I can just grab the report, send it to my accounts team, and now they know exactly who needs paying. And the great news here is that because this is all information pulled straight from your PSA, it means you know your customers have also been billed for it properly too. Okay, next up, business dashboards. Now these are dashboards that you as a business owner or manager or team leader can use to display valuable information. Now for the owner, perhaps that's money in the bank, amount of money currently sat in the pipeline, number of negative customer feedback responses, average response times for the business as a whole, kind of KPIs that we talked about in last week's video. Now, if you're a manager, perhaps it's a number of stale sales orders which haven't been touched for a few days, or orders which you're waiting on. Maybe it's the financial value of orders which are yet to be delivered or invoiced. Now, these are what I call the desert island dashboards. Grab a few key pieces of information that you need to be able to tell whether your MSP is in good health or not, just by those numbers. And again, you highlight any bad numbers in red, so you can quickly glance at the screen and see if any need your attention. Lastly, number 5. Goals. Now, like I've said before, if you don't have any goals, then, well, you won't ever hit them. Now, a feature I've loved about BrightGauge is their goals section, where you can track the historical progress of your goals. Now, take your average response time, for example. I want to hit 30 minutes or less every single week. So my goal was 30 minutes. And now every week, my help desk team or my team leader can check in their goals with whatever the response time was for that week. Again, all calculated from your systems, along with any comments as to why. Now, this was really good because it was great for seeing when we, for example, we did miss the goal, but knew that it was because perhaps people were off sick, or maybe we were just busy with projects, so we could then adjust and tweak the staff numbers and make sure we weren't taking too many people off at the same time. Now, maybe it's a revenue goal because you want to hit that magic 1 million revenue, or a profit goal, maybe a number of negative staff feedback requests. Perhaps just take those desert island KPIs that we've kind of just mentioned and use those as your goals. Well, now you can see over time, over weeks and over months, if you're getting better or getting worse, and just adjust your business to suit. Now, again, if you want to give BrightGauge a trial for 3 months, honestly, even though this sounds like a sponsor video for BrightGauge, they aren't paying me anything. I'm not making any commission here. I honestly just haven't found anything as good as BrightGauge when it comes to reports. So it's pretty difficult to make a video about reports without mentioning the thing we use for reports. So join the Discord group. I'll leave a link down below for that. Ping me a message and I can get the message over to BrightGauge to get you that 3-month free trial set up for you.